The curious duckling, by asking for questions. One sunny morning, off a bright edge of sparkling pond, a little duckling named Daisy was wandering around. Daisy was different from her siblings. While her brothers and sisters loved swimming and playing in water, Daisy loved asking questions. Why is the sky blue? She would ask. Why do fish live underwater? Why do leaves float? Her siblings often laughed. Daisy, you ask so many questions, they said. But Daisy didn't mind. She was curious and she wanted to know how the world worked. One day, Mother Duckling called all the ducklings towards together. We are going for a picnic journey on the other side of the pond, she said. Why we are going there, Mama? Daisy asked. Mother Duckling smiled. Because it's safer and has plenty of food for us. The ducklings squawked with excitement and the family began their journey. As they swam across the pond, Daisy noticed a big grey cloud in the sky. Mama, what's that cloud doing? She asked. It looks like it might rain, Mother Duckling replied. We should hurry before the storm comes. The other duckling rolled their eyes. Daisy, stop asking so many questions, they said. But Daisy kept her eyes and ears open, ready to learn more. When they reached the other side of the pond, Mother Duck realized something. Oh no, the path too grassy and made for the block. We'll have to find the other way. Why it is blocked, Mama? Daisy asked. Probably because the windows have been blew the branches over there. The family waddled around the edge of the pond looking for a new path. Daisy noticed a narrow trail leading into the forest. Where does the trail go, Mama? Her brothers and sisters struggled. It's just a trail. Let's follow, Mama, they said. But Daisy couldn't stop wondering. She looked around her mother. Mama, can we check the trail? Maybe it leads to the meadow. Mother Duck paused. That's a good question, Daisy. Let's see where it goes. The family followed the narrow trail. To everyone's surprise, the trees led to the highest crabs in the meadow. The meadow was filled with soft grasses and colorful flowers, and plenty of bugs for ducklings to eat. Well done, Daisy, Mother Duck said. If you hadn't asked about the trail, we would have never found this place. Daisy felt proud, but her curiosity wasn't finished. Why there are so many flowers, Mama? She asked. Because the soil is rich and the sunlight is perfect. Why do bugs like flowers? Because they drink nectar from the flowers. As the duckling enjoyed the meadow, Daisy noticed the grey cloud had grown bigger and darker. Mama, why do the clouds look so heavy? She asked. The mother duck looked up. It means storm is coming. We must find a shelter quickly. The family hurried in the nearby tree with thick branches. As the rain began to pour, the ducklings huddled together safe and dry. Thank you for noticing the clouds, Daisy, Mother Duck said. Your questions help us to stay safe. The other ducklings looked at Daisy with newfound respect. You're always asking questions, but now we see it's helpful. After the storm passed, the family returned to the pond. Daisy's brother and sister began to see her curiosity in the light. Daisy, why do fish jump out of the water sometimes? She asked. Daisy smiled. I don't know, but let's find out. Mother Duck watched proudly as the little duckling began to explaining the world. Together, asking questions and learning new things. So kids, the moral of the story is asking questions help us learn and discover new things. Curiosity is a gift that leads to the knowledge and keep us safe. So kids, keep asking questions and be happy. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.
The Squirrel Adventure. Once upon a time, in a thick and enchanting forest, there lived a squirrel named Sammy. Sammy was young, curious squirrel with soft, fluffy fur and bright. Sammy's parents always warned him to stay close to the big oak tree where they had lived their cozy nests. They would say, Sammy, you must be careful. The forest is a big place with many dangers. Never wander too far alone. But Sammy, being full of energy and excitement, always dreamt of exploring and unexploring the jungle. One bright sunny morning, Sammy woke up with a sense of adventure. He decided that today was the day that he would venue beyond the family tree and explore the deep parts of the forest. Ignoring his parents' advice, Sammy set off his adventure. As he further let go of, Sammy reached the part of the forest he had never seen before. After some time, Sammy heard a faint noise coming near the bush. He was curious to got him better. Sammy froze with fear as Renix landed. Well, well, what do you have here? A little squirrel all alone. You'll make a nice meal for me today. Sammy heard the noise, but quickly remembered what his mother always told him. No matter how scary things may seem, never give up. Always think on your feet. Sammy knew he had to act fast to survive. He looked around quickly and noticed a narrow gap between the two thick roots nearby. It was just big enough for a small squirrel to fit through. Renix growled in frustration, trying to reach Sammy through the gap. Sammy took a deep breath of relief. His heart was filled with still pounding. But he didn't have to find a way back home. Gathering his courage, Sammy decided to climb up all the tree and see if he could spot his home for there. Sammy took a deep breath and said to himself, I have to be brave. I have made this far and I cannot make it back home. On his way, Sammy was, however, wearing a nest oak tree. Sammy, with a big smile on his face, told all about this adventure and how he faced danger with courage. He had new friends and learned a valuable lesson that he should not go around too far. The moral of the story is, kids, the brave little squirrel adventure teaches us that true bravery is about facing challenges with courage and a kind heart. It's not just about being fearless, but also about helping others and being wise in difficult situations. So kids, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.
Milo the Mouse and the Giant Cheese Dilemma. In the cozy little burrow lived a big oak tree. There lived a cheerful mouse named Milo. Milo was clever and quick. He loved to explore nearby meadow. His favorite thing in the whole world was cheese. Whenever Milo found even the tiniest piece of cheese, he would do a little dance for joy. One sunny morning, Milo decided to visit a farmer's Ben's barn, where he had heard that mouse friends had barn full of cheese of delicious treats. Maybe I will find a nice piece of cheese today, Milo said to himself as he scampered through the tall grass. When Milo reached the barn, he couldn't believe his eyes. There, in the middle of the barn, was the biggest block of cheese he had ever seen. It was golden yellow and smelled heavenly. This is my luckiest day, Milo squeaked. All these cheeses mine. Milo tried to push the giant block of cheese, but it was too heavy for him to move. He pulled and tugged with a small mighty, but he didn't budge. What should I do? Milo wondered. If I tell my friends, then I have to share it. But if I don't, I will never be able to enjoy it by myself. Then Milo sat down and thought hard. As Milo was thinking, a sly fox named Felix entered the barn. Felix often roamed the farm around to eat something. What are you looking for, little mouse? Felix asked, flashing toothy grin. Milo quickly stood in front of the cheese, trying to hide it. Nothing, just resting, he said, nervously. Felix sniffed in the air. I smell cheese, he said. Why don't you share it with me? I can help you to enjoy it. Milo didn't trust Flex. Thank you, but I changed that I can manage my own, he said. Felix smirked. Suit yourself, he asked. Milo felt uneasy. I need to protect my cheese. That night, Milo stayed in the barn to guard the cheese, but as he sat there, he began to feel lonely. This cheese is so big, Milo thought. Even if I can eat a little every day, it will make it forever to finish it. Maybe I should share it with my friends. Milo imagined his friends, Bella the squirrel, Toby the rabbit, and Penny the sparrow, enjoying the cheese together. They would laugh, play, and have a great time. But what if they take too much? Milo worried. I found it first. It's first mine. While Milo was deep in thought, a wise old named Owl, that Oliver, flew into the barn. Why are you sitting here alone, Milo? Oliver asked. Milo sighed and told Oliver about the giant cheese dilemma. He don't know what to do, Milo said. If I share it with everyone, I might not have enough for myself, but if I keep it, I'll be alone. Oliver hooted softly. Milo, let me tell you something. Happiness grows when it's shared. If you keep the cheese by yourself, you might have full belly, but you don't have an empty heart. Milo listened carefully. But what if my friends take too much? Trust your friends, Oliver said. They will appreciate your kindness and won't take more than they need. The next morning, Milo made a decision. He invited his friends to the barn and showed them the giant block of cheese. Whoa, Milo, this is amazing, Bella said. Where did you find it? Toby said. It's from the farmers, Milo said. Penny chirped happily. That's so kind of you, Milo. The friends worked together to cut the cheese into the smaller pieces. They laughed, chatted, and enjoyed the delicious treat. After the feast, Milo's friend thanked him. You have made us so happy, Milo, Bella said. We will always remember your kindness, Toby added. Milo realized that sharing the cheese had made him happier than eating it alone ever could. From that day on, Milo became known for the kindest mouse in the meadow. Whenever he found something special, he always shared it with his friends, knowing that happiness is the greatest when shared. The moral of the story is, kids, sharing with others bring more happiness than keeping it everything for yourself. True joy comes from kindness and friendship. So kids, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. The Rainbow Bridge. In a peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills, there was a small golden bridge over a sparkling stream. The villagers called it a rainbow bridge because it always seemed to shine with colors after the rain. The bridge was a special place where everyone met, played, and shared stories. Among the villagers were the two best friends named Emma and Jack. Emma was a kind gentleman and Jack was cheerful and funny. They spent every day together, playing by the bridge and dreaming about the future. One day, however, something happened that changed everything. It all started when Jack borrowed Emma's favorite book. Emma had warned him to be careful, but Jack was in a hurry and left the book outside. That night, it rained heavily. The book was ruined. The next day, Emma found her soggy, torn book and was upset. Jack, you promised to take care of it, she said angrily. I didn't mean to ruin it, Jack replied. It was an accident. Emma crossed her arms. You didn't even try to keep our promise. I don't think I can trust you anymore. Jack felt hurt. It was just a book, Emma. Why are you making such a big deal about it? Their argument grew louder and soon they weren't speaking to each other. The Rainbow Bridge, where all used to laugh and play, now felt cold and empty. Days turned into weeks and Emma and Jack avoided each other. Emma missed Jack's jokes and Jack missed Emma's kind word, but neither of them wanted to say sorry. One morning, as Emma sat by the stream, an old woman with a colorful scarf approached her. It was Granny May, the wisest person in the village. Why do you look so sad, Emma? Granny asked. Emma told her about the argument that how Jack ruined her book. Granny May smiled and gently said, Something holding on to anger feels easier than letting it go, but forgiveness is like a bridge. It brings people back together. Emma frowned. But what if Jack doesn't care? Forgiveness isn't just for other people, Granny May said. It's for you. Letting go anger will make hurt lighter. On the other side, the village, Jack was skipping stones by the stream. He missed Emma but didn't know how to fix things. He sat there. Granny May appeared. Why are you sitting here alone, Jack? Jack explained the argument that how he felt guilty about the book. Have you told Emma how do you feel? Granny May asked. Jack shook his head. What if she doesn't forgive me? Granny May chuckled. You never know unless you try. Say sorry, things will be better. That evening, Granny May went to the rainbow bridge and painted a small rainbow on its wooden planks. She whispered, This bridge looks like magic for those who seek forgiveness. The next morning, Emma and Jack both happened to walk on the bridge, unaware of each other would be there. They saw each other and they stopped. The bridge seemed to glow with colorful colors and inviting them to speak. Emma took a deep breath. Jack, it was really upsetting about my book, but I miss our friendship more. I'm sorry for being angry. Jack looked down at his feet. I am sorry too, Emma. I should have been more careful. I didn't mean to hurt you. As they spoke, the colors on the bridge grew brighter and shinier in the sunlight. Granny May appeared and nearby, smiling. See, the rainbow bridge had worked this magic. Emma and Jack laughed. Thank you, Granny, they said. From that day on, Emma and Jack played together. Again, their friendship stronger than before. They learned to forgive and not just to say sorry, but about understanding, letting go of anger and making things right. The rainbow bridge became even more special to them, reminding everyone in the village that forgiveness can bring people back together. The moral of the story is, kids, forgiveness is a powerful gift that heals heart and rebuilds friendship. Letting off go anger makes rooms for happiness. So kids, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.